Aquarius solar eclipse to you and you and you, wherever you may be, and whoever's coming through. Ashe, sharing this space with me. So, with that said, let me go ahead and get some light codes with the other phone, because y'all know. Ooh, there it goes. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? That's the light for those of you on YouTube. I could turn the phone around for YouTube. So there, look at the light beams. This is that alignment with the sun and the moon. That's that fire, ring of fire. There go our ring of fire right there. So I'm sharing that with y'all live. Whoever comes in, whoever comes on. In case I don't get to do an official video, I might not get to do it tonight. It may not come out till tomorrow. So we just gonna go ahead and do it live right here and share any information, whatever comes up through the sun, while I'm getting these light codes, getting that raw light energy, and you can see the beams of light. Ooh, look at which way it go. Let's see if we, because sometimes you can see the green, and today is a heart chakra, heart crown day. So let's see if we see any green and purple with these light codes. I got to play with the light a little bit. Let's see. Welcome in, whoever's coming in. Happy solar eclipse. New moon in Aquarius solar eclipse. I don't know about you, but I'm seeing a lot of blue in the beams of light. Usually we'll see some green when I tilt. Ooh, look at that. I'm seeing blue beams going out. Let me know what y'all see. Some beams. Catch your light beams. Catch your solar light beams. It's coming off of the sun. Solar flares as well. That's coming out, because y'all know those solar flares are giving us the information that we need. Who's that? Welcome in. Is that Wise? I can't really see it because I'm looking at the sun, so I gotta wait till I look away from the sun. But welcome in. Yes, you see the blue. You see the blue beam. Okay, so it's not just me. We beam in blue lights right now. Blue lights. Welcome in, whoever came in on TikTok. Peace, love, and light. I'm doing a vibe with the new moon. Right now, as I'm sitting in front of the sun, I was having my meditation, clearing out the energy, my sage. I'm sitting here. I'm going to give it all to y'all right here, right now, and whoever comes through. So just starting up. We just warming up right now and doing some light beaming right now, catching those light beams. So I'm seeing a lot of the blue, and you see it too. So beams of light and blue. Okay, I started to see the purple right above the beam. I don't know if you see it, but I see the purple right above that upper beam of light. And that's that purple for the crown chakra. For some reason, I'm seeing the purple with the blue. Let me come back. There it go. Little bit. There it go. I don't know if you see it moving, like a little round orb of light. And it's purple. And it's more of the deeper purple, right? As we catch these light codes right now. Happy new moon in Aquarius at 28 degrees. 2 and 8 is 10, which is new beginnings. We're going to get into it. I'm going to break down to y'all the light codes that I got, because I was out here meditating earlier. So, I got some downloads. I got some crown loads. So I'm sharing that with y'all live right now. What's fresh off the pot, what comes in right now, you just going to get it as is. I see the purple. Okay, you see it. Good. You see the purple right above. So I was just looking to see if I'm going to see that green, but I'm seeing more of the purple, if you know what I mean. So we getting them light codes coming in. Come on in. Tap in. Share the likes. Share the light. Share the light. That's what we really, I don't care about the likes, but share the light, if you will, and if you can. So we got our beams. So let me come on in. Let me go ahead and turn this around so I can get, see. Okay, turn around. There we go. Peace, love, and light to you all. Usually that purple part is red, right? Or it's more like a pinkish hue. Like usually that purple part that I see is not that deep. Lately I've been seeing deep purple ever since we've been getting these solar flares coming in and sending the solar winds, which are the light energy and information that is coming within our field of information into the Earth's atmosphere, into the aura of the Earth. So we've been seeing a lot of purple, a lot of deep purple I've been seeing ever since that major solar flare, particularly. And our crown chakra for our for the earth has been opening up more, and for a lot of us personally, our crowns have been opening up. So welcome in, share the light, share the light, because this is one you don't want to miss. Right, welcome to this solar eclipse. As I said earlier, this is one you don't want to miss, and I'm just going to incorporate whatever spirit has with me. We're going to clear this energy. If I do a meditation, I may do a meditation. I got the cards with me. I got the bells with me. So whoever need to feel a breaking up of this energy of what we've been going through, what we've been releasing, stick around, because we're going to get into all of that. And whatever spirit guides me to do, that's what I'm going to do. Ashe. So welcome on in. New to the TikTok live, but I know how it is. I just keep tapping up the hearts and it'll get it to those who's supposed to get in. So we just gonna do what we do. Ooh, it stayed. All right, so I could be hands-free. So what I want to do first, welcome in. I'm just sharing this live with you all. It's clear, as a lot of us has been doing our work, and some of us just need that clearing. So while I'm harnessing this light, just be in a meditative state, or just be in a receptive state, so that the light can be transferred to you, or whatever you want. Everything is about intention. So to clear up what you want to clear up for you. Ashe. And so with that, I'm going to start. Chakray, chakray, chakray. All right, I'm also a Reiki master. So right now I'm just utilizing all my tips, all my tools, and all my gifts. See, I said tips. All my gifts and tools to share with you while I remove. And as we're removing, that was a release, actually, a symbol of release. So whoever receives that, you're releasing, right? We got my feathers of release, my newly, divine feathers. They're actually vulture feathers, and that is about that neck bed energy and breaking down, getting rid of that dead carcass, which means those things of the flesh, those things in the shadows of the 3D that we no longer need. Release that. As we use the feathers also represent wind, and this Aquarius energy, the element is wind. So also utilizing the elements, we now call in from all four corners of the earth, all elements, all four elements of the earth: wind, water, fire. Also the four directions from north, south, east, and west. The directions are the elements, and those are the four corners of the earth. So we call all of that in through the ancestors and the wind, through the wisdom and the wind, releasing what we no longer need as we begin new travels, going within. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Shake it on down. Just shake it off you. You may feel the need to stand and release. Stomping your feet into the ground and releasing the soles of your feet are portals. You can clap your hands. Your palms are portals. Clapping your hands breaks up the energy. So whatever you feel to do to release, release and let it go, because this is a turning point. This is a pivotal point and a moment of change, that we are using our intentions for what has come to our attention to release, and let go. Ashe, ashe. I break that up. Hear the winds. Hear the winds. So with that, that was our release. That was our feathers of relief. And let's take a deep breath. Open up your crown and feel a flushing coming through. Hold and release. And just see that flushing through your entire core, your energy centers, from the crown all the way through the root, through the soles of your feet into the earth. Take another deep breath and release. Imagine this being a flush. Imagine as Aquarius is the water bearer, and as we have opened our crown, we're not only flushing with light, we're flushing with water, the wind. We're using all the elements. Just imagine it flushing through your crown, that water bearer pouring that ever-living water, the water that carries memories, memories being unlocked inside of you as you release. Deep breath in one more time with this open crown pouring in. You may feel your crown tingle a little bit. Deep breath and hold. Let there be an energetic exchange and release. Coming out the soles of your feet into the earth. Into the earth. Let Mother Earth, let Gaia, let Jeb take that energy and transmute it. Release it. You may even feel the soles of your feet tingling. Release it. Clearing out any misgivings on the right side of you, representing that masculine energy and what we are giving on the right. Any misappropriations of giving, any lack of giving, release that. Feel also on the left side of you any misappropriations of receiving, any lack of receiving. Release that from you, out of the left side of you. And we want to come into a harmony, an equilibrium, the harmony of duality within the creative completion that we now bring. Ashe, Ashe. And now with that, we got our little beautiful feathers of just bringing in the new wind. Let that new wind, remember the feathers represent the wind, the Aquarius wind. So bring in, now that you have opened and released. We can't receive if we don't have a true release. So when you allow for that release, it is now time to bring in the blessings. Bring in what it is that you need. What is it that you have been seeing coming up? What are the revelations you've been having as Pluto, the planet of truth and revelation, has been sitting in Aquarius? We had 5 placements in Aquarius. We had a stellium, 5-placement stellium. We're going to go into that number 5 because it is representing change. It is representing physical and spiritual balance. That physical and spiritual balance is the harmony of duality. So right now, with the feathers of peace and bringing in all that we need, what we want to come in, bring that into your crown. Let it settle in through your energy center. So we're going to take that deep breath, and before we do so, since we have released, I'm now going to throw in some symbols. Coming from the celestials, the heavens, into the earth, opening the 7 seals. See all of your 7 energy centers open, one at a time, the crown going down. And where duality meets in the center of infinite existence is love, love, love. Again, coming from the celestials into the earth, exploring and empowering your soul's journey within the 7 seals. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Let it be, so let it be. And it is with that that we bring in all of the blessings from the celestials to the earth, in through the core of your being, through the crown, through the third eye, through the throat, through the heart, through the solar plexus, through the sacral, through the root, out through the soles of your feet. You are a conduit of this light energy and information, and we are strengthening our conduit energy. You are the very lifeline. Imagine a silver cord that pours through you from the crown all the way through. That is your umbilical cord into the earth. You are connected as much as you choose to be. We're always connected. We're simply being intentional right now. Ashe? So I'm going to let that sit there. I'm going to let this sit there and continue. may or may not share some cards. We'll see how that go as we're in here, because I want to get into the information and we'll see where spirit guides it as I get into the information with these cards, with what's come up. So let me sit that there for the wind to continue to allow that energy to be cleared. Thank you for those who came through, who felt the vibe, who felt the energies. Let's get in, and it is some, and it's more than this, but I'm just gonna give to you the downloads, the crown loads I got right away. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. This solar plexus, this solar eclipse. See, I'm saying solar plexus because I have a solar plexus workshop coming up this next weekend. But this new moon is a new moon in Aquarius at 28 degrees. The 2 and the 8 is a 10. Always remember that as we go through this. This 10 has been there. This is the 5th consecutive new moon at 28 degrees. There's something definitely brewing. There's something being said here. Let's not leave out third eye atlas, what they call three eye atlas, what I call third eye atlas, our cosmic messenger, or the Jehudi messenger that has been traveling along our ecliptic plane. So I'm going to break down some things. We're going to make the connections right here, right now. And what you take with it is for you. What you do with it is for you. But this is a very pivotal point, and not but, and this is a very pivotal point in our cosmic ascension, in our planetary ascension, as the cosmos guide us through this ascension, better said that way. And this is also the year of the fire horse. Today makes the year of the fire horse in Chinese astrology, which I'm not going to sit here and say I know that much about Chinese astrology, but you can't deny the synchronicities that are lining up. Ashe? So this, I got to be careful how I tap the screen. My apologies. I make the screen drop. My apologies to you in the tube. Ashe? So this is a year that this fire horse, off rip, you could kind of just see what's happening. A lot of you, if you really pay attention, you're readers in your own right. You can read the signs that tell the times. And these are definitely some synchronicities, breadcrumbs that are lining up. So real simple, if I could simplify it, this is a new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius has an element of air, of wind. This wind is fanning the flames. This is wind and fire energy right now. That means everything is going to be moving swiftly. Some of you may have been feeling it. Everything is moving very, very fast because the wind is really blowing flames. That's what you can kind of feel today in this shift, in this pivotal moment, at this choice point. It is really fanning the flames as we move into fire. So the year of the fire horse, actually also while we're having a ring of fire. So the way I always see it is like, and I may put this image up on YouTube, but the way I see it is like this fire horse, the wind kind of going, blowing, the transformation, the formation changes from wind into fire, and this fire becomes a horse, and it goes through the ring of fire that has been blown through by the wind. So this wind, this Aquarius wind, and it's at the end, at the tail end of Aquarius, the Aquarius house or season, because it's at 28 degrees, which means it's at about the 28th day, because degrees are days. For those who don't know, that's a little astrology or cosmology 101. For those who don't know, the degrees are days. So 28 degrees is 28 days of Aquarius. So we're moving through and we're at the tail end of it. At the end, it is like transforming. It is moving into it. It's fanning the flames of fire, going through that ring of fire. And now we have the fire horse energy that's going to be pushing us all year. And it's like, I think of horse and I think of horsepower. And when you think of the fire initiates. The fire is passion. And it is like starting the engine, like horsepower of the engine. So that is really, really starting right now. Ashe. I is 9. Oh, I see that. I'm barely got to see with me. I may not see everything, but let me see what I can see here. It's also 9. 3 is 999. Ashe. So yeah, and I knew that too. The I is the And there's something about this. There's another like 369. So I'm also speaking to the 369ers, the 144. 9 is spiritual completion. And so those spiritual leaders are really being activated right now. Those of you who have life path with the number 9, particularly with the 3 and 6, all number 9s, but particularly with a 3 and 6. And I've been mentioning this, and it really has been coming up for me lately. I've been seeing the number 36, even this rising as I got up. And I looked at something that was on my phone, and immediately I saw the 36. So I know that there is a message for the 369ers in your lifeline. If you are a 369, there is a spiritual responsibility. Those who are the spiritual leaders right now, that are able to activate through the 369, right? Even if you're not a 369er, it's also a message for those who have been activating through the main portals of the 369: creative completion 3, receptive completion 6, and spiritual completion 9. This is why that 369 is really important. A lot of people don't speak about it. They just think it's this manifestation, magic stick that you rub, like, oh, I'm doing the 369. But a lot of them don't really understand. And the more you understand, overstand, and understand, the more potent it is, because you're using it at its truest, purest form, its truest potential. So the 3 is that creative completion. It's like a major dimensional portal, right? Because we go through 9. The dimensions of time are the dimensions of 9. 1 through 9 and back again. We loop out, we go into another cycle, and we continue, right? It's not to say there's not more dimensions, but that dimension 10 is really the dimension 1 of the next cycle, because we continue to spiral. We're on a continuous spiral and we loop. Anywho, to give you that, right? So we're really fanning the flames, and this fire is really igniting a lot. This is ignition time to ignite. A lot of us have been feeling it. This is a time that you want to take this energy. You want to really allow what needs to let go. Really look at what has been happening, what has been coming up, what are the revelations have been showing you, and the relations. So I see that word was coming up. What are the relations showing you? The relationships. The relations and the relationships are the revelations in time. So while you may be like, why is this happening? Why is this going on? The way we are relating with each other is revealing to us. It is the very chord of revelation that is being struck. So it's for us to see what that is and to know when time is up. And it may be, maybe not physically, but it may be in the way that we have thought about things, the way we thought a relationship should be, the way we thought a relationship should go, right? Even from the micro to the macro, from personal relationships with you and others to collective relationships to humanity's relationships. You're seeing a lot of geopolitical things happening. And what I want to say with all of us is this is a time that you want to kind of sit back and not get too engulfed. Don't let it pull on your nervous system, because remember, our nervous system is calibrating. So whatever is happening, it's supposed to happen. Remember, timelines are collapsing. The shadows of the third dimension are collapsing. That's the old earth. It is dying away. A lot of it has died away, and it is still dying away. So we have to be willing to allow ourselves to see these changes in the earth, these changes in the dimensions of our relationships, the way we relate to one another, and not fall out about it. It's gonna look like the world is ending, and that's because it is. A lot, the way that you knew it is ending. This is what the Mayans were saying ever since. They've been talking about 2012 being the end, and that was 2020. 2020 was really 2012, the end. Things are coming to an end as we know it, as we've been knowing it, whether consciously, subconsciously, in our spiritual blueprint, which I call the blood, in our DNA. A lot of us, our DNA is really being activated through our bloodline, through our ancestral bloodline, through our cosmic bloodline, because the blood carries all the codes from this lifetime, as well as your multiple past lives, because you're a multidimensional being. So your entire holistic soul existence is wired up in that DNA. Your God encryption, that's your God encryption. So a lot of the dormant codes are waking up, and it doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always feel pretty, but this is what it is. Ashe. So I'm sharing that so that you just kind of see what the fire may be igniting, and that we understand, overstand, and understand that it may not feel good, but that's okay. Instead of feeling like, oh my God, I'm flabbergasted, it's more like, oh, okay, it's that time. It's supposed to happen. Things are ending. Why are we shocked? We want the new beginnings, but we don't want things to end. Things have to end for us to have new, true beginnings. The old earth has to come to an end for us to embrace and embody the new earth, fifth dimension. And the Aquarian age is ushering all of that in. And so this Aquarius new moon, this whole Aquarius season, as I've said before, is always going to be a moment that is helping us to usher in more of the Aquarius age, the age of the unknown, the knowing. Every time we get here, particularly while Pluto is here until 2044, 2045, every time we hit this season, we should be getting ready to see more revelations, because it activates bringing it into our world view. Because the sun, whenever we're in this season, it's a solar perspective of where we are on the earth. The earth is in Aquarius. The sun is highlighting it, right? Just like we saw the light beaming in on us. It's from a solar perspective of where we are. So it brings everything into the outer world. The sun represents being in the outer world. So it brings all that we need to see to the outer world. So Pluto being that planet of death to rebirth, transformation, for us to have true revelation is how we gain our personal power, because Pluto is about personal power. But you're not going to be empowered or have that personal power without true revelation. You're empowered when truth is revealed to you. Right? A lot of us have been held and been in bondage and been in places of disempowerment because of lack of knowledge. This is why it says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. My people perish what? In many ways. It doesn't just mean you die. It means you perish with that. You stay in bondage. That's perishing. You stay locked away. You stay in ignorance. You stay in the shadows of the dark because of lack of knowledge. We are in what? The age of the knowing, where knowledge is in its fullness. And we also have to use wisdom with this knowing. That's why we're being matured. That's why Third Eye Atlas is updating our entire solar system, because we're ready. But it is also time, and it is also time for a spiritual maturation. And that's what's happening during this 6-month window that we've been, this ecliptic window that we've been in. 6 months from one eclipse to the next is always going to be 6 months, because why? It is reflective of the nodal axis, 6 months apart from each other. So we had it in Virgo, where our south node is in what? Virgo. From Virgo, 6 months away, into what? Pisces. Our north node is in Pisces. So it's really gearing us. And I want to paint, I'm making all the connections to paint the picture for us to really see what is happening interconnectedly. It's not just, oh, it's a new moon, or oh, it's a fire horse. It's a whole symphony. It's a whole divine grand symphony that's going on. It's the whole convoluted universe, and we have to look at it in multiple dimensions. We are what? In the 5th dimension. So we're not looking at this from one dimension. We're looking at it multidimensionally. Ashe? So let me see what it says here. Keep in mind that the light is in my eyes, so I'm trying to see TikTok. I can't really see much. Pure silver. I think that's what it says. Pure silver 999. Look up, behold a, oh, it says a pale horse. Back. Oh, let me see what you're saying there. I can't. Oh, come on, son. Look up, behold a pale horse book cover. It's saying what you're saying. Oh, ashe, ashe. Behold a pale horse. And look what we're in. The horse. Oh my gosh. We can't make this up. We can't make this up. This is divine alignment, divine confirmation. The horse. We're riding in on that horse right now. Those who like to read Revelations, it's very, very coded, by the way. So you really got to know how to read it. But look at how we're moving in on that horse. Here he comes. Here he comes on the horse. This is the return of that Christ consciousness, that Christos energy that is awakening with that Sophia energy is wisdom. That's the counterpart of the Christos energy. Christos, Sophia. If I want to bring it into physical visibility, I would say Yeshua, Magdalene energy. You know, Christ and what they call Jesus, I say Yeshua, Christ, and Mary Magdalene. That's the physical embodiment of this counterpart of the Christos and Sophia energy. Anyhow, let me not go too deep into that. Right, so let's talk about what this eclipse is bringing. So as this solar eclipse in Aquarius blows the winds through the ring of fire, as I've been saying, it ignites the year of the fire horse to charge its horsepower of change through the Uranus square into the great Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, the house of fire. So there is a Uranus square that is involved in what we got going on here, and Uranus rules Aquarius. So stick with me. You might have to take notes, write it down, but we're making the connections to keep it all together. So this is that fire horse is giving us that horsepower. Vroom, vroom, rev up your engines, vroom, 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 and it's charging. It's charging through, and it's charging you to move forward, right? And it's through this power of change. Uranus is about change, and it is about change, radical and disruptive change. It's that Oya energy that's unapologetically ready for change, ready for new technology. You are the technology, first and foremost. Before outside technology, you are the inner technology. You are the higher order of technology before it comes into creation that is created from us. Ashe? So this is the change that we're having through this Uranus square. And it's bringing through this house of, coming into Aries, which is that house of fire. So not only the ring of fire into the horse fire, but it is also preparing us for the Aries season, the house of fire. And just 3 days after this, we got the conjunction Saturn and Neptune entering, or being in a direct conjunction with this in fire. So, which takes initiation with passion. This is what this fire does. It takes initiation of passion into new beginnings of a new cosmic cycle through the next 12 houses or gates of time, because that's what they're cycling through. There's a big deal while you hear everybody talking about them entering into Saturn and Neptune entering into Aries. It's a big deal because it closes out the karmic cycle. Pisces is that spiritual house. So it's closing out that karmic cycle, whatever it is that needed to happen for us to see, and beginning a whole new cycle. They have to go through the next 12 houses, however many years it takes. It takes Neptune longer than it takes Saturn. Saturn takes about 30 years to go through an entire 12 houses. So we won't be at this point again with Saturn for another 30 years. Neptune takes another about 100 plus years to go through. The outer planets really take a long time to cycle through. So this is why the Pluto shift, all of these outer planets that shifted within the past year, is a major end and new beginnings. This is why y'all had the universal year 9. And I say y'all because y'all was in 2025 while we was in 2017. Those of us who returned to the origins of time. So while y'all was in y'all universal year of 9, we were in our universal year of 1. Nonetheless, it is a pivotal moment of change. It was new beginnings, and new beginnings means understanding the closure, the completion, the spiritual full completion. So we got a lot of disturbance within the past year as we were completing, and all the outer planets were wrapping it up And whatever sign that they were in, whatever house that they were in, they were entering into a new house, a new gate. And particularly, it's big when you enter into Aries because you have completed your 12 house or 12 gate cycle, ready to begin another 12 houses journey. And that is where Saturn and Neptune is. And it's something to be said about that. I'm going to go a little deeper into that in a minute. Let me finish this part. So, oh, it's exciting. I like doing the live like this. I don't got to worry about making a video. And it's like whoever sees it, sees it. This is for those who can catch it if you on the higher frequencies. And I recognize that so much more now. I don't got time to be playing with social media trying to figure it out. Like Spirit already showed me. We've shifted. I've shifted. People are shifting. You have to be on the higher frequencies to catch me. That's just what it is. So if it's one or two or three of us, that's what it's going to be. Or four. Right now it's four on both ends. That's the number of foundational form. We're going to get back to that number 4. It's about foundational balance. So some of you may have been seeing a lot of 4, 4, 4. You may have been seeing a lot of that as well. Ashe, Philosopher Phil, and Sophia. Oh, I like that. Tell me who is Phil. Oh, Philosopher is Phil and Sophia. Got Bring it home. Bring it home. Thank you for that. Phil and Sophia. I never looked at it like that. But who's Phil? Give me a little bit more about that, Phil. Thank you for that. See, this is why I like when we can converse, because we interrelate. We sharing the information. Ashe. So that's the 12 houses that it's going to be going through. That's why it's in such a new beginnings. And as you can see, we've been being prepared for these new beginnings because we've had the last new moons all being at 28 degrees. There's no coincidence to that. There's no such thing as a coincidence or an accident. So, right, bird? I'm saying, that sounds like my woodpecker. Is that the woodpecker? I'm going to see him. He'll usually come closer. I guess my vibration is going high now because they come in like that. The squirrel coming in right now. This is the activation point of a new era. We are in activation time. It is very pivotal and all of that. It's like we're really unlocking some codes. We're activating. We're moving in. We're graduating. Things are falling apart. Things are ready to go. We're at that activation point. And I was just going to say it, and it's right here. I was going to say it's a key. We're unlocking things. We are the key. This is the cosmic key. So this is another key that turns the lock to another shift in time. That's what's happening right now. If you can kind of imagine that with this new moon. And I always notice that things happen in threes. But let me finish this little part, and we'll get back to that. This new beginnings is further amplified by the 28 degrees of the new moon, which reads as 10. That represents new beginning, which I just said. So I wanted to make sure I get all of that in. I was saying too that the hi birds. Oh, okay. It's more of y'all. Yeah, I be on my Snow White Pocahontas tip. Those who know me know. They come around when the energy. Oh, it's more of y'all. Gets high. So the 3, I realize whenever something major is happening, there's like this triple threat, not threat as in something bad, but this trifecta of cosmic event or a cosmic energy. So for example, just like in December, there was the new moon, there was Third Eye Atlas passing its closest point to Earth on the 19th. There was the new moon on the 19th and 20th, depend on where you were. There was Black Moon Lilith shifting out of giving birth because it spends 9 months in a house, in a sign or in a house, and it was leaving Scorpio, entering Sagittarius, and then there was the winter solstice. So it was those 3 things, the cosmic on 3 days basically. It was like really 4 things, but there were 3 days where events were happening, and like now we're seeing it again. There is the 17th. There's the 20th, and something happened before the 17th. Saturn actually entered into Aries on the 13th, 14th, and there's the 17th of this new moon with the horse, fire horse, and then on the 20th we have that conjunction. So you still see that trifecta of cosmic events. Oh, there goes the bird. Of cosmic events that is happening. So why I was saying that is because that's where I usually see the key. Like whenever I see that trifecta, it's like here goes another key, click, click, something else is being unlocked. We're being transitioned. You may hear people, different people calling it different things. That's okay. It's an activation. It's a transmission. It's a moment of dissolution because a lot is dissolving. We're actually going into this time of great dissolution. Before this, I was saying we were going through a time of great purification. And now, after that purification, we're in a great dissolution. So, a lot of things are being dissolved. And it's going to feel like a loss in a lot of ways for some people. This is why we have to center ourselves, brace ourselves for the changing times, because it's not just, oh, something new. Like some people are just waiting on this new earth to just fall in their lap. No, you are the new earth. We are the ones that shift the dimensional lines by what we do through the dimensions in our mind and the expansion of our consciousness throughout time and time. So we are the ones that are shifting time. And it's about true service. It's about authenticating the vibratory field, living in true authenticity, which is the heart's expansion. We cannot do this by still covering up and being in ignorance of what is there personally, individually, collectively. And so we are being brought to recognize this. So wherever there are disturbances in you, in your body, in your life, world, and affairs, wherever there are disturbances within the earth, in the body of the earth, in life, world, and affairs, then there are points of resistance, and the light penetration is here to clear. It's here to clear it up. It's all part of the great purification. So it may feel like doom and gloom, but it's really giving us a chance to make room while we are here in the earth's womb. This is womb activation, right? This is why I did the sacral workshop that is really about the womb. Whether you're a woman or a man, it is about the womb, because we all are in the womb. If we're in this earth, we are in the room together, which means we are in the womb as long as we're in this earth. I don't care how old you are, until we transition, and that is the true rebirth back into the cosmos. We are birthed back into the cosmos when we transition. And when a lot of us look at it like that, we're not really in fear of when it's time to go, and we're not in fear of when it's others' times to go. This is why I look at things a little bit different. It's not, some people may see that it's cynical when a lot of things, oh, this is going on in the world, this happened. Yes, have a heart of compassion for humanity, but also be in wisdom and understanding that this is a part of life. That when they leave, celebrate, whether no matter how they left, whether tragic, peaceful, either way, it is their transition in time. And we may not understand why they left the way they left, but that's for them and their soul unfolding as it is with us. And when we look at it like that, we depersonalize. I'm just giving you some thoughts and tools to help you separate while we're being inundated with all these attacks, being injected with fear, with guilt, with shame, with grief. These are things that we have to navigate through our mind-body complex and come to the remembering that we are physical. We're physical, yes, but spiritual first and foremost. Spiritual infinite beings first and foremost that chose to have a soul unfolding journey through this human experience that teaches wisdom, that unlocks certain codes within our soul, that helps us elevate and evolve through our soul. And when we look at it like that, we don't stay so focused on the surface level civil matters, right? That's how I look at it sometimes. And they're like, what about this happening in the earth? And I'm like, that's civil matters. It's not that it has nothing to do with spirit, but it has nothing to do with spirit. It's like, what is it to thee? What is it to me? That's civil. That's civil matters of human race. And depending on how you're tied to it, depending on what levels of vibration you're in, you're going to be inundated by those feelings, locked into lower vibration feelings, rather than transmuting, rather than alchemizing. It's happening to you in human time so that you can get it and alchemize it into your higher self, into your infinite space in time, all up in the dimensions of your mind, as I keep saying. So faithfully, you get what I'm saying. Let me see if I can see anything on TikTok, because I know some of you are there, but I can't really see some of the comments. Um, they might have eggs in the nest around you. Oh, my animals. They're always here. Like, this has been for the past 2 years, ever since I really disconnected from personal attachment to human life, I want to say. Since I went through hypersensitivity, because every time we cross there's these moments like this where a group of us really cross the dimensional timelines. Every time there's a key unlocking moment, it's also an opportunity to cross another timeline. So a lot of us are timelines away from others, if I can explain that. So for me, when I felt the first major timeline shift for me, it was like I was being suctioned out, like so hypersensitive. I couldn't be around people. People couldn't be around me, and I would just be sitting out here right where I am with my grandmother willow tree, my elder right now, 2D consciousness. And 2D consciousness is the plants, the plant kingdom, animal life, plant king, mainly plant kingdom. That's 2D consciousness. And so I really embrace that. The elements, that's 2D consciousness. So I really sit with that. And it was then that the animals started coming out, like, and spirit was letting me know, the universe was letting me know, you're not alone. And I really don't feel alone when I'm sitting out here with them. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I got friends like Snow White. I got some animal friends. So they made their nest. I don't think their nest is here. I think it's a little bit further down, because I could see where they're always like coming from. But before I got like this, I would always see them running across. Now they sit here because of the energy that I orchestrate, create, and just really sit in. Like right now, more come out. So just to answer that, as we move it right along, there's some more. So faithfully, y'all keeping up. Let me know if y'all with me. Tap some hearts. Share the light. Share the light. Like I said, share the light. If you know somebody needs to hear this, share it. To those who you know are on a similar frequency, or maybe you helping them get up into the frequency, right? The next thing that I noted was the connection to the number 5. So let me, I'm gonna take me through there. I'm gonna take y'all through. So these are the connections with 5. I made a couple of little bullet points as it came. So this is the 5th consecutive moon at 28 degrees, which I said earlier. So that's the first number 5 connection. All right, there are 5 Egyptian, what I call Kemetic, just for sake of definition for those who don't know Kemet. There are 5 Egyptian or Kemetic bounds in each of the 12 houses of their cosmology that represent the 5 planets. So within each bound are 5 planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And keep in mind, these are the first 5 planets from the sun. So this is also the evolutionary the evolution of astrology. I'll do a whole nother video on that, because I'd have to go deep into that. But for those who are a little bit aware, whether acutely or obtusely aware of this, those first 5 planets are a part of the evolution, the astrological evolution in time that we also travel through the planets. But there are 5 of these bounds, these Kemetic bounds in each house, and 5 planets in each one. So there's that connection of 5. The next one is there are 5 planets. There are 5 planets in the Aquarius stellium, or 5 placements in the Aquarius stellium, all squaring to Uranus, the planet of change. So while they were all in, some of them may have shifted out right now, but as we entered into Aquarius, there were 5 placements in Aquarius, and they're all the personal planets, by the way, which the personal planets are Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Those three are mainly our personal planets, and Jupiter and Saturn are what they call the middle planets, but back in the ancient times, those were like the outer, considered the outer planets. They're also the two that are closest to our personal planets. So they're very interchangeable, interactive. You can tell that those represent a very interchanging part in our astrological evolution. So five of them, those were those three: Mercury, Mars, Venus, Pluto, and the sun were all in Aquarius. So all five, that was a five placement, and all five were squaring to Uranus, who Uranus, who is in Taurus, but it's so far, it's at the end of Taurus that it is more, it's about to enter Gemini, right? But it's in Taurus nonetheless. So that's why it's a square. For those who don't understand the squares, it's because it was in Taurus. It's in Taurus, while the other planets are in Aquarius. And there are usually four houses that when they say there's a square, I always look at it like literally a square. There are four houses that usually square up, and they're usually in opposition to each other, like a T square almost. So Aquarius and Leo and Taurus. The other axis would be Taurus and Scorpio. So those four, any placements in there will be considered a square. So being that that Uranus is in Taurus, it was squared to Aquarius, which is also one of the fixed signs. There you go. There are four fixed signs, so that would be a square. There are four mutable signs, that would be a square, and there are four cardinal signs, that would be a square, right? Just a little cosmology 101. Saturn, the last thing is that Saturn, the fifth planet, entered into Aries on the 13th or 14th, and the 14th is a 5. So we're also seeing the fifth planet enter into Aries around the time of the 14th. 1 and 4 is a 5. So that's what I mean by 14 is 5. What is all about this 5? Why we're seeing 5, 5, 5, and some of you may have been seeing the numbers 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, right? What about the Hopi prophecy? They might have eggs. Oh, okay, we'll get to that. Maybe not this time, but we'll get to that, because I don't want to jump in on something that's not where I'm at, or I don't want to speak on something, because honestly, the Hopi prophecy, I am a bit more newer to that, if that's a word, newer and truer. But it has been calling to me a little bit more, the Hopi prophecy. And I do know with the Hopi prophecy, they're very aware of the third eye atlas, which they call the blue star Kachina, I believe. So they are very much a part of this. Their prophecy has been foretelling these particular times that we are in as well. That much I can say about the Hopi prophecy. What I can say about change, about this number 5, when we put it all together, everything that I just shared with you, 5 is the number of change as physical, spiritual balance. So we have change because there is a physical, spiritual balance. When we have this understanding, this harmony between the physical, everything physical and everything spiritual, there's this change. So the fire horse year is change also. That's another thing to note, that it is about change. See, none of this is accidental. So us changing into the year of the fire horse, us shifting into that, is a year that represents change and high energy. High energy, because what? That's that horsepower, and it's fire horse. Fire is taking the initiative. It's like going yeah on the horse, hitting that horsepower, right? So that's putting together all of what 5 has to do with all of this. Ashe, I think that you're one of the warriors of the rainbow. Oh, that they're talking about. I agree, because I'm so in tune with the rainbow, and I even refer to the chakras, the energy centers, as our rainbow promise within. I always say this is the rainbow within you, and I know I'm a rainbow. I am a rainbow, you are a rainbow. We all got, but I'm aware of it. So I completely get that connection, that I may definitely be one of those warriors of the rainbow. I usually call myself a light warrior, and I'm an energy alchemist, a quantum priestess, all of that, from just the Reiki master. The Reiki master is really just a more like an earthly title. Um, and taking a course, but I've always been a master before even taking a course and getting more information about those symbols. So it's all just been part of the journey that has been unfolding one step at a time. Right? So with that said, the great teacher, let's talk about Saturn. Saturn, since we're going, the last thing was about Saturn. Saturn brings us into Neptune. Talking about that a little bit more. The great teacher, Saturn is known as that, as a planet of time. Saturn brings us into the planet of dreams and aspiration, Neptune. Neptune. The lessons learned and mastered through Saturn brings responsibility, able to respond, responsibility of spiritual maturity to the dreams of the unseen realm that are to be brought into visibility. That's the thing of it. That's the Neptune. Neptune is the planet of dreams and aspirations that we are bringing into visibility, coming from the unseen realm, because Neptune usually represents that unseen realm, that third eye energy. That's why I always say that Neptune goes with the third eye, that third eye energy of the unseen, but knowing that it is very much here. Dreams helps bring it over. Dreams help you to envision and see what's happening in the unseen in order to bring it across. But what happens is a lot of it gets blocked behind shadows and misappropriations, and that is the shadows of Neptune. So essentially, in practical terms, what's happening, yes, Saturn is maturing. The responsibility of Saturn is really bringing a spiritual maturity into our world of dreams. In practical terms, it is actually the accountability, able to account. The accountability of Saturn that breaks up and dismantles the illusions from Neptune's shadows and allows the mature dreams of spiritual evolution to manifest. So basically what we're seeing here is, yes, we know what Saturn is about. A lot of people don't like that Saturn energy, but that's because that's the authoritarian, that's the authority. That is the authentic authority that is here to let you know what you're responsible for, what you're accountable for. All things held in accounts will come up to the surface for you to work through, for you to see, because if you don't work through it, you're not going to see. So it's brought to the surface so you can be held accountable for this particular thing, whether it's in this lifetime, whether it's a past life, because see, some of us are dealing with things from past lives, and that's why it feels like this is not fair. This is not fair. And that's what I always tell my children. Everything is fair. Life is very, very fair. I know a lot may disagree. My inner child disagrees, because the younger me always was screaming how life is unfair. And for those who don't understand the implications and the existence of life, that there are consequences and repercussions for our actions and our decisions. And as I've said to someone, our decisions, the decisions we make are the pills we take. Let me say that again. The decisions we make are the pills we take. And I'll do a whole nother video breaking that down. But it's basically to know that every decision you make, instead of you going to pop a pill, pay attention to the decision that you take, the decision that you make, because that decision that you make is the decision that you're going to take. Consequences, so and so, right? So just to kind of bring that to the forefront, maybe it was in the back front, we bringing it to the forefront. So sharing that with you all. Let me see. I think that one went out. So let me see what's here. I think you're okay. Peace, love, and light. If you're still here, thank you for sharing your information and sharing your light with the light that I'm sharing. Ashe. Let me restart this. We'll end in, let me see if it still keeps going. The TikTok one may have stopped, but we gonna keep going. Let it go, let it go. So, where were we? We're speaking about, okay, thank you, Wind. We're speaking about Saturn and the energy that Saturn brings. A lot of people want to run from that Saturn energy, but it's bringing the accountability. That's where we were really going, because we really need to focus on where we're held accountable, whether this lifetime or past life. And that's why it closed out. It was a major deal that Saturn bringing bringing the accountability into Neptune in the house of Pisces. Saturn being the Lord of karma, and Pisces being the house of karma, closing out any karmic cycle. And I don't mean karma meaning bad. I mean the karma that says you have the opportunity to face this, to open this, to see this thing through, to clear this karmic debt for you. Only you can clear it, right? So, and a lot of us have come into this lifetime to particularly clear up some things, yet we forget. We forget when we get in our human suit, and we just having a ball of a time up in our human suit. So we're very disconnected from our spiritual connection. And this Saturn in Pisces, this Saturn and Neptune passing through Pisces was a great reminder to say, hey, remember your spiritual, responsibility. Get it together. We got some karmic debt. There's a reason why you came here. It was here to remind you. It was here to help you pass through. Ashe? So, yeah, Saturn, it's helping to break up these illusions. So a lot of what we've been feeling in the past 2 years was Saturn coming through like the popo, coming through, break it up, let's break it up. Like when the popo can't come to shut down this party. You've been partying. With Neptune alone, you get caught up in the dreams and you'll think that you're right. But Saturn comes through, because it's been in Neptune for the past couple years. I think since around, Neptune has been in Pisces since about maybe 2011, around that time. So it's been there. So some things were coming around to you. We were seeing some things, but some of us was playing with it. Or we might say, oh, it's meant to be, or we want to be in la la land about it. But Saturn, baby, I don't even talk like that, but I feel like I gotta be like, baby, Saturn came through. And I just always saw Saturn as the police coming to shut it down with the lights. Whoop, whoop. All right, break it up, break it up, break it up. All that spiritual folly y'all been playing around with, all that religious bullshit y'all been playing around with. Not to throw no shade towards religion, but religion is a cap. It is a very desperate attempt to explain spirituality. It is very much capped by doctrines and dogmas and men who want to control our spiritual liberation and freedom. Let's not get that twisted. So a lot of people were being faced with spiritual revelations, with religious revelations. A lot of people came out of the churches in droves. In droves. You heard? Realizing, oh snap, this is not what I thought it was. You think? Saturn was like, pack it up, let's go, whoop, whoop, whoop. So for the past 2 years, a lot of things that we wanted to hold on to, that we wanted to idolize, so to speak, and keep as concrete word, Saturn was like, oh, word? Word? Let me break this up for you, because you seem to think this is word. This is not word. This is absurd. And so a lot of things have happened. If we look back on things, rather than being so mad and angry about it, look at what has been unraveling for you. That's all. Bringing you to that death to rebirth transformation. Around the same time that Saturn entered Pisces in March of 2023 was the same time that Pluto for the first time entered Aquarius. For the first time. The first time it kind of dipped its toe. It was kind of doing a dip in and out as it's changing signs, because every time it went into retrograde, it dipped back into Capricorn. And that was to help us clear up what we needed to clear up in our death to rebirth revelations in Capricorn. But that same time, y'all go back and think to what was going down. Go back and think what was happening around March 2023. What was revealed to you? Right? What was revealed to you? Let me share. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to. Where do we go? Where do we go? It's supposed to show, like, give me a moment. It's something that stopped on TikTok, and I'm doing my best to orchestrate whatever this is. No, I'm not sharing that. You've completed one challenge. Whoopee! I don't even know what challenge it is. This live is for everybody. Oh, somebody shared it. Why, thank you. I don't know where to watch time. Okay, there it is. There's supposed to be a way that I can share this. That's all. Give me a moment. Some fun interacting with you and share. I know what I gotta do in here. I gotta tap to get the algorithms. All right, so to go where they at, to see whoever is able to find this. Okay, so we just gonna have to start it again to keep it going. Give me a moment. That's what I do. I just start it over. When it stops, I just start it over. I'm still learning how to maneuver the TikTok live for those who are there. All right, so as we were saying, a lot that we are having that is, well, okay, thank you, Wind. Wisdom in the Wind. Bring it back to me. A lot of changes have been made from March of 2023 that has catapulted us, that has brought, like, it was, some of us got our feelings hurt. I know I'm one of them. We really got our feelings hurt because of things that we might have been moving in a particular direction. I know I was with my spiritual connection. I was moving with a certain, in the midst of a spiritual house. I was moving with that, thinking that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. That was actually around the time that I was getting my Reiki mastership, to become a Reiki master and going in a particular direction. And then I realized, no, you're not going to be here, because they weren't operating with integrity. So when they're not operating with integrity, as much as I wanted to be there, as much as I was guided by the spirit of the owner of that shop before she passed, she made a connection with me. And in the passing, as I was there from time to time, she would come to me. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. Things were happening in that institution that were highly unethical and out of integrity, and not about what she would have necessarily been about. And I had to recognize that. And even the way I went about it was a maturity, because usually I would just blow it up and let it be loud for everybody. And instead I withdrew. I spoke to those who I felt I should, if Spirit gave me the go-to to speak to, but I mainly kept it back. And I realized, you're not going to be here. Was that heartbreaking in a way? Yes, because I was ready. You know, when you're ready to do something, like, yeah, I got it. I got this is where I'm going to go. This is what I'm going to do. Some of us may have been going in a particular direction spiritually and got the cords pulled, got the rug pulled from underneath us, where Spirit was saying, oh, no, you not. This is not where you're going. This is not aligned with your higher frequencies and your authentic authority. There is some shadows here that need to be worked out. This is not in alignment. So it fell away from you for that reason. For some of you, it may have been relationships. March of 2023 was the end of a lot of relationships, personally, like spouses, girlfriend, boyfriends, as well as relationships with your job, relationships within your job, friends you thought you had. Like, all of this was blowing up in ways that literally were heartbreaking. All right, that is Saturn for your ass. That is Saturn in the early stages, in the first decan of Pisces. That's the great introduction. The first decan is awareness and introduction. So it's going pow right in the kisser, right in your face. So when Saturn came in March 2023, pow right in your face. Whatever was happening in your life, you were being redirected. You were being shown. And yes, a lot of us had to get our feelings hurt so that we can learn. Saturn is about learning lessons. It's not here to hurt your feelings, but your feelings will get hurt. Because as they say about truth, the truth will set you free, but it'll hurt you first. You're going to get pissed. It'll piss you off first. So we have to have this level of maturity. This is what we're being brought to now. If we didn't have it then, A lot of us are getting it now with this spiritual maturation of third eye atlas moving through our ecliptic path, upgrading and updating our entire solar system from your soul star into your crown, your entire system, all the way to the earth chakra beneath you, from the soul star to the earth, from the crown to the root, from your third eye to the sacral, from your throat to the solar plexus, from your heart within your heart that spreads it all out again, from the inner to the outer. Faithfully, that makes sense. I don't know. But this is what Saturn, and I'm saying this so that we can really understand this relationship between Saturn and Neptune and what was happening. So it's not really so much about doom and gloom, but it's more so about how we make room. We got to make room for this new true light energy and information to pour through you, for you to access that light, for you to be a stronger conduit of the light. We got to get through, we got to break up the resistance. There are points of resistance that are within you, and we got to break up those points of resistance. So these pivotal moments, these moons, these new moons, these full moons, particularly where there is a solar and a lunar eclipse, it is like new moon and full moon on 10, because it is really bringing it into awareness. It's really highlighting the nodal access points. Do not separate that. Whenever y'all hear eclipse, go into where the node points are, because those eclipse are explaining to you what is happening at the nodal access points. It is the very living explanation and amplification of our nodal access evolution, because they're helping us evolve. They're even helping you in your personal north node, south node. So if you truly succeed in the nodal access points within the ecliptic seasons, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you get what you're supposed to get, it also brings you closer to being in alignment with your personal north node and south node. And if you don't know what it is, I invite you to look it up. I always tell people, please know your sun sign, your moon sign, your north node, and your south node. At least know those 4 things. If you don't know the other placements, at least know your sun sign, moon, north node, south node. Your sun sign is how you show up in the outer world. Your moon is your inner world, emotions, all of that. It's your inner world, right? And your north node is where you're going, your northward trajectory for what you are supposed to be doing in this particular lifetime. And your south node is where you're coming from, your past lives and things like that. So it's really good to know your north node, south node, and how well you do with our current position of north node, south node helps you to evolve in your personal north node, south node, right? So that's something to be aware of. So now bringing it back to the Saturn-Neptune arena. So basically, as we know, the great teacher Saturn is bringing us into the dreams of Neptune, bringing it into spirituality, spiritual maturity, let me say it that way, spiritual maturity of our dreams and aspirations, so that now they both move what? In fire, in Aries, where it's time for us to take action. But now Saturn, because of how it has trained us, so to speak, through Pisces, it helps us to be more mature if you have received these messages and codes. Some people choose to stay in their ignorance, and there's going to be a lot of aggression and misconstrued, firing off in the wrong places. But for those who really get it for what it's to help mature you. So as you move into this next cycle, into Aries, a whole new cycle, the new beginnings is going to allow, with that fire, initiation, and passion, for you to take what you have learned and really bring those unseen dreams of through spiritual maturity into manifestation. Sorry about that. Through a spiritual maturation and into manifestation. This is to help usher us into the Aquarian age, and the Aquarian age is helping us to usher us into the 5th dimension, right? The Aquarian age, Aquarius is a lot about collaboration. So you may see You may say, well, I'm not collaborating because a lot of it is falling apart, but just picture this. Just put this in a frame for a moment. Just picture that a lot of things are falling apart because you need to have true collaboration, right? So the Aquarian age, the age of the knowing, we don't want to be in the shadows of the Aquarian age like we've been in the shadows of the Ram and the shadows of the Piscean age. That's why we just had this movement through Pisces with the outer planets, with those two particular planets to help us clear up the shadows of the Piscean age so we don't carry that into the Aquarian age. So if we don't clear this stuff up, we're going to end up in the shadows of the Aquarian age. Misconstrued collaborations, misappropriated collaborations. We don't want that. So for us to truly be in the fifth dimension, we want to have true evolved aspects of the Aquarian age. And that means those false collaborations have to fall away. Those false acts of service where people are claiming to be of service on the outside. Don't let people play on your heart. See, and the winds just picked up as I said that. Don't let people play on your heart. Those false senses of we're doing this for the good. We need to see through that. The veils are thin and the veils have dropped. The veils are almost non-existent. So we can't play like we don't see and we don't know. So we have to pull away from that so we can have true collaboration. So yes, your relationships and all these other things may be falling apart because they're not true. And it needs to go through the ringer. It needs to go through the ring of fire. Some of us may get back together with some relationships and some may not, but don't look for it. Don't hold your breath about it. Know that this is a part of the upward and onward movement. Let those fall away freely. Let what you think you were supposed to collaborate with fall away. You know, if it hurt, let it go through the process of hurt, grief, but release it. Ground. The more you ground yourself, you can release. Utilize these opportunities like the new moon and the full moon, particularly these ecliptic ones, to shed, to do a big shedding and to really pour in what you need so you can move forward. So yes, these things are falling apart to bring true collaboration into the Aquarian age. And these true collaborations are going to help us. This is how it ushers us into 5D. It's 5D. It's going to help us in the fifth dimension, which is about the unity, frequency, and one mind consciousness. We can't truly be on true one mind consciousness when we are so pinned against each other and fixed on these fixed polarities, pinned against each other, one against the other. So this is why it all is playing its part. It's all a part of this. Right? Ashe, Ashe. Welcome in, Michelle. Peace, love, and light. Michelle Priest, I think it's what it says. I can't really see much because I've been sitting in the sun. Let me see. Like the live. Oh, thank you. Peace, love, and light. Feel free to follow as well and share. Because the more I get, the more I could do these lives. I just do it like this and I like myself, but I press the likes, but I don't know. They say you got to have 1,000 viewers, so feel free to share to get to that. So these shadows, this is what we're getting rid of. And so to know, for matter of truth information, the last time Saturn and Neptune had a conjunction was about 6,000 years ago. This is what I heard about some facts or a truth. And it did not have the grand trine of the outer planets of Pluto and Uranus, because Pluto and Uranus are at a trine pretty much because of almost off trine, because Uranus is almost in Gemini, which is an air sign, and Pluto is in the early degrees of an air sign. So kind of a little bit of an off grand trine of the outer planets, in which Uranus being in a trine with Pluto, while Pluto is in its particular ruled house of Aquarius, because Uranus rules Aquarius. So we're seeing this change, this Uranus change all around, and we have to be able to receive this change. So there's more that I was getting coming in, but that's what I wrote down thus far, just to make the connections on a little bit of a lot of bit of a lot of bit. of what has been happening in these signs, in these houses, what's being activated, the changes. Also seeing where third eye atlas is, we're closing out. This is the fifth, as I said, 28 degrees, and next month is going to be the sixth. So you can also see that six, the 6 months that we are in, and for all 6 months we have been at 28 degrees of a new moon, and that new moon is highlighting, even though it's a new moon, it's at the end of a cycle. So the end, making way for new beginnings, is kind of like the message that reverberates within this 6 month window. That third eye atlas has been traveling along our ecliptic plane, that is amplifying the message, that is amplifying the nodal axis. It's really helping us, and using this time, if we truly get this, to really extract the shadows out of Virgo, the shadows of Virgo that are about being overly obsessed in details and that are about service, right? But wrong service, the shadow of service, of what you think service is. We're all being shown that. So a lot of people are realizing in the world, oh my God, this is not real service. If you work in a place of service, you're realizing that your job is built on a lie. If you're in the medical field, you're realizing, a lot of the whistleblowers are realizing, this is not real. Oh snap. This is meant to hurt, not help. A lot of feed the poor, a lot of charities, a lot of we're doing this for children. People are realizing a lot of these places are really cultic spaces that are harvesting and siphoning the children, that are trafficking the children and harvesting their energy under the disguise of taking care of children or doing things for children. We're seeing a lot of these falsified services, even in politics, where you're seeing this is not what it was meant to be. Right? But it's not for us to be up in arms. It's for us to realize that that's not the truth. It's not true service, so you can know how to be true service. Because for those of us who realize this, we are the spiritual leaders, the 369ers, the 144. We are the ones that are going to create the space for true service. And it starts with simple things. Thank you, Bird. Some of us that are holding circles, some of us that are holding small circles with others to meditate, to petition or pray. They may say prayer, I call it petition. To petition, to meditate, to call together the energies, the light, to activate the light grid so that we can help stabilize the frequencies. And those are small ways, small tokens of offerings that we have. That's why I do my workshops, that we can bring together and help dispel the darkness. We are the light that pretty much expels the shadows that tells lies in the dark. And we're going to be the ones that are building the new earth by simply doing what we're supposed to do. It's not about forcing people to go through. Don't try to go back and get family and friends. Hey, look at, just do. Be the exemplification. Be the light. Be evolved. That's what be is for me. Be evolved in the light, in the love that lights the truth. And that's the frequency that is going to get us through. That's how we're going to stabilize the frequencies. We're not worrying about changing people. Change is happening. This is what we mean when you shake the shadows of Virgo, the details, trying to figure out how to do it. It's like, no, just recognize that change is happening. We're in the happening. We're in the now. Trust the process of change, and you stay steadfast to the process of change in you. Hold that to be true. When you see the call, when you hear the calling, find your divine appointments, the divine timing of things, which is not on your timing. So recognize when certain things are called out, but you're like, that's not really my timing. But divine timing is making the call. It's either you catch it or fall. It's either you catch it or don't get it, not at all. However you want to look at it. So I say this so that we come into recognition of this. There's a lot more of that. Was there anything else that was coming through? There's the energy centers, the chakras. I can share that with you as a chakra infusion, because the number 4, I did mention that earlier. Some of you may have been seeing 4s a lot. The number 4, okay, I must say this, which I must say, whatever numbers you have been seeing, the angel numbers are really angles of light, that numbers that you attract because you emit them. So it's really you attracting those numbers as angles of light that are confirmation. It's confirmation for you that shows that you are in alignment. And because you are in alignment, you are now attracting the visual aid of these numbers. You are attracted through divine numerology. These numbers, the divination of numerology, especially if you're into numbers or you're being called into numbers, it's because you put it out, right? So it's not some outside, oh, look, it's you that send it out for it to return to you. So I must say that about the angel numbers. So some of you may be seeing fours, and what I was seeing four being the foundational balance. There is a, what I noticed in 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, in my energy centers with my chakra infusion, that there are like four in between. So you may or may not get this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So the being that the full moon or new moon, I usually do this 7-day window. Whatever day the moon falls in is the heart, right at the center of the heart. On the full moon, I go from the root to the crown. On the new moon, I go from the crown to the root. So this full moon going from the crown, we start 3 days before, 3 days after, because that's when the energy is most potent with the moon. 3 days before, 3 days after. So 3 days before, which would have been Saturday, Sunday, Monday, would be the crown. And on that day, for those who have the 5D calendar, if you look at your 5D calendar, on that day of Saturday, it's the solar plexus. So it's a crown solar plexus day. Now, if you count, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 chakras in between them. It's a 4 chakra distance. So when I noticed that all the way through, there is a 4 chakra distance. So on Sunday, we would be on our third eye. And if you have the 5D calendar, that will be the sacral. That's 4 chakras between. It's a third eye sacral day, right? On Monday, it will be the throat. And on our calendar, you will see that's the root. So it's a throat root day. See, the wind's picking up, and the wind is also throat chakra activity, right? We are in throat chakra season. Anyhow, let me keep going just to show the 4 chakra distance. On today is the heart chakra. You look on the calendar, you're going to see that it is a crown day. So it's a heart crown. So if you keep going down, you're going to go solar, sacral, root, crown, because it goes back to the crown, right? If you keep going, tomorrow will be a solar plexus, third eye day. Solar plexus, third eye by the calendar, 4 chakras in between that. The next day will be a sacral throat day. Sacral throat day. Throat day by the calendar. There's 4 chakras between that. And the last day, the 7th day, will be a crown and root. Am I saying that right? No, it will be the root. Sorry, it will be a root day. A root and heart. Ooh, and that's I forgot about that connection. It will be a root heart day, and that's 4 in between that. And the root into the heart is something that has been emanating since the third eye atlas came into vision. And I just did a video the other day with the red and the green, and I just kept seeing red and green in the light on YouTube. I did it. And the red was when they first saw third eye atlas, they saw it as red, and as it came closer into our sphere, into our system, it became the green comet. For those of you who remember, they called it the green comet. So it was red to green, and it highlighted. See, these colors mean things. These colors are light codes of information. And so it was highlighting to us from the root to the heart, that whatever we're doing as we are self-actualizing, when we go from the root to the heart, this means multiple things on multiple levels. And I may have to do a different video on that, but I wanted to just highlight that to you, that I was really talking about the chakras, the chakra infusion that's happening with this particular moon, that they are all 4 chakras apart, as you can see that I just showed to you. And the last one is from a root into the heart, and that's what we're coming from. We're going from the red which is red is very root. It's all about the earth, but it's not. It's that root that's so deep. It's been infused from the cosmos, like the cosmos coming into the root. So as third eye was coming in from the cosmos, it was highlighting as red because it's showing you that even though it's coming from the cosmos that usually represent purple, it's that cosmic injection into the root. And how we're going to see it is always in the root. As it's being self-actualized, it's coming into the heart. So from the red tablets to the green tablets, if that makes sense, to the green tablets within. The emerald tablets is what I saw. And green is that heart. So bringing us into heart expansion. Ashe? So this is ultimately what's happening right now as we're coming to the close of this. As Third Eye Atlas is closing out, we got one more month as it passes Jupiter towards the end, and I'll talk more about that. So that's all the connections that I could, bring it on in with what's happening. So continue to follow me for more if you want more of this cosmic connection on the tick of the talk of the cosmic clock, whether you on TikTok or in YouTube. Thank you for being here, for those who shared this space. I know there's definitely more. If I can do the video, the actual new moon video, I'll do that, sharing some. But in case I don't, you got it all here. You even got, ooh, I didn't do that. You even got some, let me do some chimes as I close us out with this energy. You got some energy. We got clearing of the energy, that little mini meditative space that we were in. Clearing of the energy. And let's see what else can come of it. I know the phone is closing out on YouTube. I can't see any comments right now because I got oh, I could plug it up, can't I? But I don't know if it will stay, so bear with me. I can plug it up. There we go. But I may have to turn it to the side. Not gonna stay the same. No. Okay, there we go. Maybe it'll stay like that, hooked up like that, and maybe hope faithfully the wind doesn't blow it over. So real quick, we'll just see what cards. I said faithfully the wind doesn't blow it over, but it did. Let it go. Let it go. As the wind blew, this was the card that came out. So a heart chakra card, if you can see it. Let it go. So that's what came out. That's literally what flew out as I was shuffling just now. And this is just as I'm closing out, just seeing what spirit may have for us in this reading. I'm not doing a full, general reading. I may do one later and then share that on the video, what the cards were pulled. So just kind of highlighting. But definitely letting it go. And I've been seeing that, like the great release, the great, like, just drop it. Just drop it already. Just let it go. Whatever that is for you. Whatever you're holding on to. Whomever you're holding on to. And whatever ideas. This is a pivotal change. So let it go already. Let it go so the energy can flow. Ashe? So I'm going to leave that because I don't see anything else flying out. Usually when I shuffle, I just look at what's flying out if anything comes out. All right. So with that. Ooh. Great big love. Lastly, as I put it down, this is what I got. Great big love. And this is just random cards that came out. Right behind each other. Great big love is another heart chakra. So we're seeing a lot of heart. Willing to release is a crown chakra card. Willing to release. We got to be willing to release. So whoever these messages hit, whoever it's for, be willing to release. Exposed and revealed. And it came out upside down, which tells me some people still ain't trying to see. We still like, I don't wanna, but exposed and revealed, because it's all right there for those who want to see. And that is a solar plexus card. So really seeing that because A lot of people are having problems in their mental, their identity body, the solar plexus, your spiritual identity, and finding that we need to unlock. We need to do that what? Let go and release so that it can be revealed. So let Pluto do its job. Let it reveal so you could be free. And then uncharted waters, because we're all entering into uncharted waters. Right? This is a crown chakra card as well. Right? But not to fear, because that compass is inside, deep down in the depths of those uncharted waters. There is a compass. So we don't need to obsess about the details. The universe is very well orchestrated and detailed enough for all of us. So when I see those waters, I see that bringing us into the North Node in Pisces, the waters, right? The spiritual waters, the primordial waters. It's already charted out for you. So we don't need to be obsessed. And roots of abundance, the root chakra card. Ooh, last one being the root. So again, from the red to the green, from the root to the heart. Roots of abundance. Remember that we have all abundance in our roots. That's the roots of abundance card. So wherever you may be seeing lack, it's a lie. And I know it's easier said than done when you got bills to pay and things like that. But when you really work on yourself, allowing those things to be exposed, knowing your true identity, knowing what you hold, and that you are the true currency. The true currency is your energy. It's you. So you hold the keys to abundance. So everything in the earth, the roots are about the most physical body, the earth, and everything in manifestation. The abundance is there. So hold to the truth of those abundance, and it will allow you to even be free enough to let it go. Some of us don't want to let go because we don't see that abundance. And it's not for you to see. It's not about what you see with these two eyes. It's about what you realize with this eye. Ashe? So those are the cards that I shared with you for now. And let's just take a deep breath as we close out. Thank you for those who came through. We did our meditation. We feathered it all away, worked with the wind, allowed this wind to bring us through the ring of fire and release what does not belong in your true heart's desire, the truth of your heart, the truth of your existence. And with that, we'll break this up with some sound, vibration, being in your stillness, just allowing the sound to reverberate through your energetic field. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Deep breath. And another last deep breath. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I've never shared this much with you all before. All of it, the whole shebang. Y'all got the symbols, the sage, the feathers, the cards, the bells. So allow what needs to sit with you. My energy stays with me. Your energy goes with you. Be true to who you are every step of the way and complete your transition in time. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Peace, love, and light. Happy Fire Day. From the wind to the fire.